Alrighty, quick. Can I just ask you quick questions? Yeah. Okay. So, Bob, tell me, what's your go-to order at your favorite hometown restaurant?
Oh, go to order. I'm over the moon about Mexican food, and we do pretty good Mexican. Do they have Mexican food down there in Australia?
They do, but we're really good at doing Asian food because we're a lot closer to
Oh, yeah,
Asia.
yeah.
So the Mexican.
Well, they just kill it. We look out our back porch at Mexico.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just right there. And so we've got some great food. So quesadilla, sour cream, little guacamole,
Oh, man.
change your life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Fish.
had some good fish tacos at that.
Battered
Wiener.
fish tacos.
Oh,
Yeah.
where was that? Oh man,
Rubio's.
That's it.
Come on.
That was amazing. Yeah.
Change your life.
Well, it did. I actually never had a fish taco until I ate one there, and I think that's all I ever order when I go to a restaurant.
yeah.
Unfortunately, they've never been quite as good as that. What do you wish you'd known when you first started out?
Oh, I wish I knew it would work. Because you spend all this time thinking, well, I don't know if it'll work. But I think the thing that's changed in me, I want to fail trying. I don't want to fail watching.
That's
And
awesome.
so the pivot was if I knew, had a little bit more confidence that it worked, and equally so, confidence that if it didn't work, it wouldn't matter.
Yeah.
Like, don't sweat it.
Perfect. Oh man, I wish I knew that too. Well, it's gonna.
Come on.
What are you curious about right now?
Oh, I'm learning everything about bees, not because they just landed on the roof of my vehicle, but we have 120 beehives going in. And so I intend to learn a lot about beeves. We inhabited the first two hives with beeves, and they all flew away. I think they made a nest in an oak tree that I had. So I'm just learning a ton. And here's the thing.
Yeah.
When you're curious about things, man, it is catnip for
Yeah.
opportunities. When you're
love
curious, these opportunities start just popping up everywhere. Like, I don't know anything about horses, but evidently I'm the horse guy now. And I was just curious. So I bought a saddle. I've never put it on a horse yet, but I got a saddle. And so I'm curious how to learn how to do that. So Saturday, I'm going to saddle one of these horses up. I might be in a body cast by Sunday, but I'm going to saddle that thing up and we'll figure this thing out.
I think, well, curiosity is definitely something that I've learned to lean into a lot more instead of and not just being curious, but actually like, well, let's just try it. Just as simple things as this for me. Last night I was going home and I was like, I wonder, why don't we just go for a night walk on the beach? Like, we haven't done that since we got here. That could be fun for the kids. I'm sure they like it. I got home, the first thing we did, load into the car, went down to the beach. Who knew you could have so much fun on the beach at night? They were sliding down sand dunes. It was just the most incredible
So
fun.
good.
Just because we decided,
Yes.
you know what? Why not just take the kids to the
Exactly.
beach? Why
Yeah.
go through the normal routine of putting them in the bathtub and doing the thing? Like, mix it up. Be curious.
Yeah.
I love it. Is there anything I should have asked you, but I didn't?
Oh, I think you nailed it. We've talked about a little bit of the past, a lot about the present, and a ton about the future.
Yeah.
And I think if we could order those kinds of things in our friendships, just a little bit of the past, give me context for what's going on, a little bit about the present so I understand what are the big issues of the day, and then tell me about the future. And so with all the crazy that's happened, we decided this idea. I got to my 3 years, 2 months, 14 days, and 16 hours. And so I canceled every speaking thing I have,
Wow.
all of them. Everywhere, not because of COVID, and I didn't let them cancel with me.
Yeah.
I canceled for the next year. I just said, I'm out. And so it's just beautifully, it's been this pivot. And I'll be writing books and tickling grandkids.
You got little Charlie. Ah.
Yeah, come on. That's it.
Oh, it's so good. Who's someone that's inspired you or someone you look up to?
Oh, two guys popped to mind immediately. One is Don Miller, a buddy that wrote a book called Blue Like Jazz and so many other ones. Just a really great guy. I love all the different seasons he's gone. A lot of people that knew him 15 years ago knew him as a hippie living in Portland in a Volkswagen bus. But now he's a business guy and making the same kinds of differences in people's lives, but probably amplified more. Another guy, Miles Adcox, that's a buddy of both of ours, he was just out here for a day or two, and I just really admire what he's doing in the area of mental health and wellness for people. So I just respect what those guys are trying to do for the people that they love and the people that are around them.
Yeah, I love both those guys. Yeah, I got the chance to go out to On-Site, and that certainly did transform my life, and I love how you guys are partnering up together out there in California. I think that's just going to go off like wildfire. And Don came out. You brought both of those guys out with you to Iraq, and we got to frolic on the mind-filled mountains of Iraq together.
Yes, remember we were throwing rocks in.
I know.
I wanted to see, one of these going to go off? It's going to
go off. I know. There was the problem with the mines, that the signs was that they were like there was concrete on the bottom, and someone obviously lifted it out in the ground and put them somebody else. So you really didn't know. Did you not know that?
No, these were lifted out so we could have been in the minefield.
Totally, half those signs. I probably should have told you beforehand. Maybe we would have got
that. Just gives a completely different vibe on that evening. Oh my gosh!
Literally, there was concrete at the bottom of them. I remember just picking them up. I'm like, hang on, this has totally been picked up and shifted somewhere else. So none of those mine signs actually were in the right position.
Awesome.
Last question. Actually, two more if you can humor me for a couple more minutes. What's something recently that you failed at?
Let's see. It'll be misunderstandings with people that you love. You have something in mind, or you feel like somebody didn't hear you right, or you were misunderstood, and then you have this like thing that's out there, and so I count those as failures. And then what we need to do is find our way back. And sometimes it's easy and sometimes it's difficult, but the need is still the same, to find your way back. I think I've tried starting things in some countries that are war torn that didn't work out. Right.
Yeah.
And we've had some things that we've invested a lot of time and energy and money, and that's a lot of books that went into raising the money to give to a thing, and to have it fail, I just go like, but the trick is to not walk away bitter, but to walk away. To just walk away and to just say, like, you don't need to lead a palace revolt every time things don't go the way you want. You can just walk away. Totally. And there's something beautiful about that. But I would count that as a failure, because some people have the misapprehension that everything goes awesome. No. Like, I go this, and the horses arrive, and this, and they go like, oh no, I've like spent millions of dollars on things and had them just implode. Right. Just crater. But what I'm doing is I'm not spending a lot of time looking in my rearview mirror at that stuff. So engaged in what's ahead of me. It's not ignoring that entirely. It just doesn't matter anymore. And that's how God feels about us. Yeah. He just doesn't see about all this stuff in our past. Every time I look over my rearview mirror in my car, I think that's for combing your hair. I'm not looking bad. I'm looking forward.
I love it. Well, last question, thank you, Bob, is because this is called Justice Matters, why does justice matter to you?
I think that justice is going to be one of those few things that we'll be talking to God about later. And eternity is a really long time, but it's more wines than I've got. And I think those will be among the things that we'll spend a lot of time talking about. If it's true that we're here, if it's true that we are not to instruct or manipulate other people, but to enjoy and assist other people, I think these will be among the conversations we have in heaven. It's like, so what did you do with what I've got? Everybody doesn't need a Bible verse, but it's Matthew 25. It said, I was hungry and you fed me.
Yeah.
I was thirsty and you gave me something to drink. I was a stranger. I was kind of creepy, but you invited me in. I was sick. You comforted me. I was naked. I was in jail. He came. So I would say I would do those things. Hungry people, thirsty people, sick people, strange people, naked people, people in jail. James talks about widows and orphans. But even if put the Bible to the side, do it because it's the right thing to do.
Totally.
These people are here. You have the opportunity. Take the shot.
Yeah. Bob, you're taking the shot. I'm inspired to take the shot, and I hope people that are listening will quit making excuses and go out there and live their life without asking for permission, just the way you've done it and inspired so many. You're the best. Love you, Bob.
Oh, well, you're very generous. Greet the family for me, and
they were
just
so
love
excited.
Seeing your mug. Yes,
I told them I was talking with
mug.
Bob. They only know one Bob. They don't even know
Yes.
Bob the tomato. Honestly, I've shielded them from that somehow, but
yes,
the only Bob they know is you, and they were super excited. Sarah does send her love. The kids say hi.
I think every family needs a lawyer and a nutty uncle, and I get to be both.
Yeah. Well, look, I can't wait till the restrictions ease, because not only we'll be doing our best to get back over there, but I can't wait to bring you.
Your way.
No, let's do it. Let's plan it. Let's get your buddies. Let's get Miles and Don and come out here. We've got the retreat. Do you know what I do every morning? I do these cold ice baths every morning. So I go for a surf if I can, but every morning from Monday to Friday and Saturday, Sunday if Sarah lets me. But first thing I do before I go to work is I jump in. It's probably about 45 degrees. I jump in this ice bath for like 4 minutes. Then I go into the hot one for 4 minutes. Then I go back into the cold one. Sometimes I do a double, kind of like,
oh my gosh,
what's it called?
In-N-Out burger.
In-N-Out. Yeah, sometimes I'm going for a double or a triple, whatever we call it. But we just sit in these cold baths, and it's been the best start to my day I ever have.
Really?
I've been feeling like pumped. I'm like, psychologically, I've got to like sit in this, like,
yes,
my balls are freezing off. I'm telling you, it is really cold.
I would think things would be anatomically changing.
It's
like,
so good.
Rapidly. Yeah.
But it's been so much fun. But it's a great. I say all that to say this is a place to hold retreats. There's mountains and beaches, and so I'm planning that if I don't get out there and end up moving your way again, we'll definitely do our best to bring you out and
I'd
share
love
you
that.
with all my family.
I want the rest of the family. Maria came with me, I think. Yeah. To the down there a little while ago, and I think we'll come back
There's
down.
So many. I mean, I would love to take Adam and Richard on down across the border down in northern New South Wales. We live right on a state line border here. You technically can't go across unless you have like special permission, but we ended up just realizing all you need to do is go online and fill out this form and put it on your car, and apparently you've got special permission. We just went surfing.
Yeah.
We drove across the border, and it is like untouched. It's kind of like going to Mexico, Baja,
Really?
right? And we just had a great surf safari. There's so many fun places. It's all within like 30, 45-minute drive, and it's so much fun. So I would absolutely love to have you out here. We've got the accommodation, hook you up. So.
We'll get this thing figured out in the next couple months. We'll figure something out with the all the thing that's keeping everybody apart.
I know, right? It's crazy.
Yeah.
Bob,
all right,
buddy. To everybody.
Happy
Thanks
days.
so much. Oh, this is amazing.